Hello, everyone. This is Dr. Yam, your Keep It Simple coach, and we are on another wonderful Wednesday, or like really, it's a Wisdom Wednesday inside of the busy 9 to 5ers Hive, where employees are making their transition from employee to entrepreneur so they can have that transformational lifestyle that they always wanted. I am your host, Dr. Yam, and it is my pleasure to have you all here with me again today. So let's get started. Hey there, everyone. It's Dr. Yam. Glad to see you. Ooh, I think I need to change my glasses over here just a smidge. How's everyone doing today for Wisdom Wednesday? Ready to take in some knowledge nuggets and make it all happen? As always, it's my pleasure to be with you each and every one of you tonight and every day when I get to come online with you guys. So hopefully everyone's had a great day. I've had a full day, so it's been really jam-packed with meetings and customers and more meetings. So hopefully all that is working out. So let's see if I can get this to go a little bit better here for you guys. All right. And as always, we are inside of our Wisdom Wednesday, guys. And so this is our opportunity to get mindset right in a couple of varying ways. But mindset is critical when we think about entrepreneurship and making sure that we understand the things that are going to take place in our lives as we transition from employee to entrepreneur. That it's really important that your head is right as much as your heart is right, as much as the hands are right, because you want to get down to business, right? So they all play a critical part. So Wisdom Wednesday is our opportunity to really tap into the mindset of an entrepreneur. Today, we are going to first make sure, if you haven't already done so, and you are watching this as a recorded session in one of the faraway places, I do want to invite you over to our space. The Busy 9 to 5ers Hive is for our aspiring business owners, those that are either solopreneurs who want to be freelancers, who are also maybe going into the lane of coaching, or any other type of entrepreneur endeavors. We're happy to have you to join us each and every day inside of our space. Busy9to5ershive.com is where you can find the community, as well as you can visit me over at keepitsimplecoach.info is my website. There I have my blog and events and opportunities and offers and a couple of freebies, by the way, that you also may want to take advantage of. So please visit me over there. So when we think about Wisdom Wednesday, today we try to keep it up with a little theme going on. So inside of our space, you will also have access to prior sessions, and we are continuing on with productivity and time management. And so today we are working on step number 4. Step number 4 is quite a vital one in particular, because it's all about making friends with your calendar. And what are some things that you can think about and start to do if you haven't already adopted these habits? Because that's what this is all about. Mindset breeds habits. Habits breed productivity. Productivity breeds profitability. So that's how they all kind of come together and work. So with that said, let's step right into that. I'm also going to upload a handout for you guys at the end, so you'll have that as well. I think I can pull it up. Let's see if we're able to do that for you guys. And we'll pull it up inside of today's video. Give me 1 second and we'll pull it up inside of the website right now. So you'll also have access to that, and you can follow along with me. Sorry for the delay in getting that up for you guys. So here we go. So let's see if we can populate that document for you here. Gonna let me do it. Sometimes it doesn't want to let me do it. Hold on. Is it gonna let me do it? Nope. Doesn't let me. Won't let me put the file there. So I have to put it up inside of the group. I'll just do it as a post. There we go. And put the document up there for you, and you're good to go. Choose a file, and here we go on the downloads. There you go. Make friends with your calendar. It's just a simple activity. I always like to make sure that everything that I give to you is tied to something so that you can make your connections and take action, right? Because this is all what this is really about. All right. So there you go. You have that up there for you. So let's talk about Making friends with your calendar. So, your calendar is something that may look like in every, you're going to look at it every single day as you're working your business. Even right now, if you're working as an employee, right, you typically are looking at some type of a calendar function. And it's a very, very useful tool. And, but sometimes you might be taking it a little bit for granted. And sometimes if that is, because it's always there and quite frankly underutilized most of the time, and you may not even know it. So hopefully today you'll be able to take away a couple of key things that you may not have thought about. But don't make the same mistake twice as others have in the past. It could undermine all of your efforts as well when it comes to boosting that level of productivity that you want for yourself, so you can lever your skills and your time and your money, and that you can squeeze out better results for yourself for your workday efforts as you continue to build and aspire to your solopreneurship, your freelancing, or your coaching business. So one of the things first we want to do is look at how is it that you can use your calendar more efficiently. Now, that being said, what we're talking about here is that greater efficiency is an important goal, right? We all want to get better at using the same amount of time we all have in a day. And it often is going to begin with mastering the fine arts of scheduling your day. And that's going to require you becoming much more closely acquainted to your calendar, but in the right way. And that, unfortunately, is where many people go about the process all wrong and wind up, just kind of viewing the calendar as more of a stumbling block, I could say, than making it an efficiency type of tool. Is going to boost things in a more real way. And also, so I'm going to put together a couple of pointers for you that I think will help you to get better results when it comes to your calendaring efforts. And I will confess, my calendar ain't pretty, but I do live off of it very, very routinely. I don't make any commitments without going on using it. I have a whole coding process. And so because, as I shared on many occasions, I'm very visual, which we'll talk about too. So I have to do things that's going to work for me. So remember, everything that I share with you inside of this space is a way, not the way. But certainly hope that you will be able to take some of these findings and apply them into your work and into your future biz operations. All right. So here is step number 1, or I should say recommendation number 1. That is, use one calendar. 1, not 3. Don't try to be cute with 2 because you're thinking you all that in a bag of chips. No, 1 calendar. That's all you need. You want to keep things centralized. So there's your calendar is kind of like your extended lifeline, right? Not only for your business appointments, but also for your personal appointments. And I know sometimes people like to split them, but everything from appointments to making your errands, to your to-do list, to, your meetings, all of that. If you keep separate calendars for your business and a separate one for your appointments, you'll eventually become the tool become much more frustrating than you thought it would have, right? So, but if you use a calendar that kind of syncs with all of your devices, that's another thing with the one calendar. So you can sync with all the multiple devices you have. So in my case, I have my iPhone, I have an iPad, I have my laptop, I have 2 laptops. Okay. And I got a Kindle. Although I don't really use my Kindle for it. I probably do use my Kindle is kind of like my when I'm in like meditation mode and I just want to read and I don't want to do anything else. I don't want any distractor. So that's what I use my Kindle for. But you never need to worry about missing an appointment when you can synchronize that same calendar between all of those different devices. And so if you worried about keeping your business and your personal appointments kind of separate, then you use a color coding system so that you can prioritize and then when necessary, delegate, right? So there's certain things that I code that are specifically for my personal stuff. And then there's others that is all for work. And even inside of my work, I have certain projects or have certain my different businesses. Each one of my business efforts, each has a different color code. Okay. So Google Calendar also allows you to synchronize your calendar for even with your family members if you wanted to, so that everyone can have access to each other's schedule. So that's another thing to keep in mind too, is that when you're working in a team, you want to be able to share your calendar, which I'll talk about more. But again, even from a family perspective, there's a way to have a group calendar in a sense, but you can see certain things, and you can also block things you don't want them to see the details of, but just let them know, at least they know I'm busy that time of day. Don't book nothing because I told you I was busy. So no more guessing about, who's picking up Susie from school or who's going to drive Victor to their job or any of those questions, right? You have one master calendar that you operate off of for your personal and your business, as well as anybody else you might need to share it with. So one calendar. So if you right now are operating with more than one, then I want you to pick one, just one. That's all you need. Uno. All right. Another step in how you want to make friends with your calendar is to record appointments immediately. Most of you are already walking around, so don't wait to record an appointment thinking you're going to remember. You're not going to remember. I already know you're not going to remember. I'm telling you, you're not going to remember. So waiting increases the odds that you're going to forget that key bit of detail that needed to go into that appointment, and or you're going to forget to record that information in detail. So, and also just, it's just simply good habit to get into, personal again and professional. So consider using an online appointment program too, so that when you're working with clients. So here's going to be the thing for my coaches and my freelancers, or for anybody for that matter, any type of business. One of the things about an appointment program, and we'll talk about appointment programs on a different day, but allowing your clients to see the available times that you have. Again, you're synchronizing that calendar with your appointment calendar. And therefore, there's no way that you're going to be able to get double booked on anything, right? So there's an opportunity for that type of a leverage. So recording your appointments, both the ones you're going to put in manually, as well as when people want to book time with you, you want to have an appointment calendar that you can synchronize to do that as well. And oftentimes, when you book one, it's going to go straight onto that main calendar and you're not going to mess up. I can guarantee you that. So there again is the other opportunity. So make sure that you are recording your appointments right away. Now, another thing to get closer and making friends with your calendar is to schedule work time. Now, you might think, well, every time I'm doing is work. Duh. Well, maybe not so much so. So let's take a look. So sometimes you simply have a penciled in time that, you want to get work done, right? Otherwise, what happens is that your world will begin to get, you go from meeting to another meeting to another meeting, and there's no time left for the work to get done. That's what I'm talking about. So if you pencil in blocks of time each day that's focused on work tasks that are like no meetings allowed blocks of time, you want to take advantage of those peak times that I talked about earlier too, right? Those are going to be those chunks of time that you want to go inside and do and schedule your windows to do. So again, optimizing your time, you're not going to waste any time. So again, you want to schedule work time, what I call no touch times, right? And block those in. They don't have to necessarily be the same times every day, unless that's the way you would like it to be. But you certainly want to make sure that you have set aside blocks of time that are going to be that focus. And it's also when you can use your Pomodoro technique. You know what I'm talking about, don't you? You do now. And if you don't, and this is the first time you heard about Pomodoro technique, then you need to join the group. Go inside of the group Facebook times, and you can look inside of our library of videos, and I talk all about my little secret Pomodoro, my little tomato. All right. So there is another technique. Another thing to think about is schedule your work time. Now, this is also important for those of you who are working full time and are also taking on the idea and preparedness for your side gig. Even more important. So you have your work day scheduled and you've blocked that time out because that's a no touch time, no matter what type of work you do. Okay. You can service in the field, outfield, whatever, doesn't matter. You have that. The other thing to think about is, so what are going to be your side gig times that you're going to need to put on your calendar? You need to say side gig time on the calendar. Block it out. 45 minutes, 1 hour, when you get in, another hour maybe before you go to bed. However you need to chunk it, but just having that showing up on your calendar is critical. And also that you're setting it as a reminder too on your calendar, because you want to, again, start with that whole mindset of, I've got a business, I've got to give it some attention, I want to be committed, and it's all about the consistency of it. So you always want to do that as well. So schedule your work time. Now, when we think about the next space in it, of course, is making your calendar public. Now, in this particular case, if there are other people that you're going to be working with, particularly your virtual assistant or a business partner, then that you want to make sure that they're not thinking that they have access to you or can schedule a meeting in that during a time that is available or not available, then the only way that you can minimize those type of conflicts is that you want to share your calendar with other people and making it public. Now, there are some online project management services, like there's Basecamp, there's Slack, there's, I think ClickUp does it. I use Asana. Again, you can synchronize your calendar with your project management tools. Again, anything you can do to minimize confusion, optimize your time, and we can work around those tasks and things that have to get done, deadlines and all alike. So when you make your calendar public to these other third-party applications, it helps that everything is synchronizing together. All right. So that wasn't so bad. I think you can make friends with your calendar. As I said, you want to use your calendar with more efficiency. You want to make sure that you choose one calendar. You also want to make sure that you are booking those appointments right away. And so they're not sleeping away and then you forget and somebody's looking for you online and they're like, what happened? What happened to you? We had an appointment. And then you're going to get mad at yourself. And remember, there was probably money attached to it. Those are the ones that always mess up. You always gonna mess up on the ones that always got money attached to it. You never mess up on the ones that don't have money attached to it. Just letting you know. It's a karma thing. I don't know. And then, of course, you want to schedule your work time. Get into that habit. Block them in. And making your calendar public. Now, with that being said, let's take a look at an exercise that I've put together for you guys. Let me pull that up for you. And something for you to think about. Is it gonna? I think I have to do it here. Yeah, let me do it here. Okay, so here let me make sure everybody can see this. Oops, on the other side. Okay, there you go. Now, so here's the activity. Which calendar is going to be the perfect match for you? There's lots of different tools out there. Well, the first thing you want to think about is, are you a paper person or are you a digital person? There's no shame in either one, but you do need to choose, right? Are you a visual learner where you need to see the kind of day out front all at one time? You know, are you a detail-oriented person and you need to have lots of room to jot, lots of notes on things, and write things down and your goals and everything? Those are all components of what type of thing, what tool is going to work best for you. Another one is, do you need to see the next step of an action plan or a sequencing set of, things that need to be done and getting your task and that you're not going to get distracted. All of these are features and functions of different types of calendars and which one is best suited for you. And then if you're that kind of critical thinker who doesn't care about the decorations or being cute and the details, and you just need to get things done on a list. Because there are some that can be very cute and you can have lots of features and functions, lots of bells and whistles. But if you're the critical thinker type and you're just like, I want to get her done, then you probably don't want all that fancy stuff because it can be considered a distraction for you. So it's understandable. So a couple things that you can think about as far as different types of tools. Like I said, on a digital side, you have Google Calendar, you have your iCloud Calendar. If you're a Mac person, you've got Outlook.com, you've got Blotter is another one that's a Mac, and an Android one is DigiCal. So all of those are calendar platforms that you can consider using. On the paper side, there are tons of planners. Now, remember the difference. There's a difference between your journal, which you're putting in notes and ideas and sketching and all those good things. That's different than a planner. A planner is calendar driven, okay? So in that particular case, you should have separate. Now, unless you're able to merge them all together, that's all well and good. I tend to have a journal that's hard copy, my hard ones, like all of these here in front of me, like these are journals, right? All these different kinds, right? These are all journals. And they come in different sizes. They come in different books, right? Those are journals. Your planners are going to be the ones where you find that have calendar components set inside so you can track your goals as well and other things and client calls, all of that. If you want to be the paper person, great. As long as you pick one, that's all that matters. And then, of course, thinking about online appointment scheduling. And I'm going to go into more detail about this on another segment. But certainly there are different tools that are out there that you may want to consider. So I'll put those links up there for you as well. So that's a simple activity for you guys to really think about is, what are you thinking of doing when it comes to having your one calendar? Are you going to be a paper person or a digital person? And then start putting in those other kind of steps that you want to take when it comes to making good friends with your calendar so that you can optimize your time and your productivity, because that's what it's all about. Snooze. All righty. Now, that being said, that's it for today, our Wisdom Wednesday on Make Friends with Your Calendar. They'll be good to you if you'll be good to it. So that's all we have for you today. This is Wisdom Wednesday. This is Dr. Yam, your Keep It Simple coach. Let's get busy. Bye-bye.